All right, everybody, we are back on the Mavaka Got channel with exclusive news. Now we're going to be covering the Titanic submersible and the situation that happened there. I have my great all-time news reporter, Angelo, on the scene. He is in Cape Cod. He will be giving us information as it happened. He does have the latest. Angelo, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Mavakaka. Yes, I'm okay. How about yourself?
Okay, all good here. So, yeah, I believe you're about an hour away from everything that happened, and I know you've got a lot of information. So, I'm going to leave you to it. Please fill us in as to what happened with the submersible.
Yes, possible none will ever know suddenly went to silence hundreds of miles of the coast of Cape Cod, 13,000 feet underwater. Beside the Titanic on board was five people. One famous one, a billionaire, richest Pakistan's man and son, a famed French explorer, and the CEO of the company that began their voyage early Sunday with 96 hours of oxygen inside the vessel called the Sub, and had not heard from them since. The five submarine experts agreed that five possible accidents likely caused by number one, tangled on wreckage. The submersible began tangled with the wreckage in the Titanic itself. Number two, the Titanic itself, the ship split in two pieces as it sank back in 1912, and these sections now lie amidst a huge debris field on the seabed. Navigating the wreck extremely dangerous, according to those have died and dived, and it's possible that the sub split. Okay, and the pilot disoriented after communication interrupted, causing the craft get snagged. Number three, undersea current swept into the wreckage, getting it the sub stuck. The Titan was equipped with drop weights, can be thrown overboard to give extra buoyancy. And I'm going through all these notes, and I'm just gonna go and see potentially freezing it and helping it to float to the surface. But if it's stuck, for example, inside the Titanic, there will be little the crew would be able to do except what for help. A banging noise picked up on a sonar could be trapped crew knocking on the hull sub to attract attention, but rescuer had still been unable to find the craft. Number four, power of equipment failure could have suffered a power outage or equipment failure. The sub
Sorry, we lost you there. Are you still there, Angelo?
yes, I'm here.
Sorry, yeah, we got interrupted there. You were at number four, and
Okay,
then you got cut
okay.
off for a
So
brief second there.
number four, the power of equipment failure could have suffered a power outage or equipment failure. The sub relies on batteries, and communication failure could explain why it lost contact with the surface. But they also power the engines, the lights, and the heating. A catastrophic failure would have left the sub dead in the water in complete darkness and in freezing temperature. If that is the case, experts say, that's what they told me, the cold could kill quicker than the lack of oxygen. Okay, so that means when you're that deep in the water, okay, and completely darkness, it's extremely cold down there. Okay,
Okay, so you actually had two experts tell you that to your face, correct?
that's right. That's right. So
Okay.
questions have been raised over the quality of the sub after one passenger, okay, pulled out over fears. the company building, it were cutting corners. Okay, he discovered that these scaffolding poles were being used as a ballast video games controller was being used for steering. After that, he demanded his money back. The guy never went, with them and said, "No, forget it." Okay, so an Ocean Gate engineer also previously quit over safety concerns about the structure integrity of the sub, and the industry body wrote a letter in 2018 criticizing the company, his experimental approach. Losing power would make the sub harder to find. Okay, so in the last one, number 5, tangled on a ghost fishing net. Okay, there's so many nets down there. Okay, because people keep throwing all kinds of junk, so they all land down to the bottom of the bottom of the ocean. So there's a lot of nets. So if the vessel got stuck in a net, it's very hard for them to you to bring them up when they. Okay, so and the last thing, my answer is catastrophic implosion. After the submersible suddenly stopped communicating with no explanation, a catastrophic implosion of the vessel has become a leading theory. So I say that 10,000 feet down, where the pressure is 350 times greater than the surface, when a submarine hull fills at depth, the pressure of the ocean will almost instantly crush, the vessel, and anyone inside, even in a small fault in the carbon fiber and the titanium hull, could have caused the accident. So that means that whatever the vessel was, the way they built it, okay, there was nobody certified anything, and there was no, they haven't there was nobody controlled anything, so it was just, you know and they brought it down with 5, famous, like you could say 4 famous plus the son. So 5 people died because of, you know poor poor structure, poor.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, and I believe you got a lot of that also from the press conference on
yes,
Thursday there. As
yes. So
I think you
so
were there at the press conference as well.
yes, yes, yes. So uh, very sorry for all the families of the lost ones. I feel heartbroken for them, and that's it. I mean, I would never go there. I would never go in myself to go and see the Titanic, exploring the Titanic.
Well,
No way.
the one thing I always thought about stuff like the Titanic and stuff. It's been there for years and years and years. You know what? They're there for a reason. Let them rest in peace. Don't go and disrupt it because things like this can and will happen.
Well, listen. The Titanic, it was like split in two. Okay, and the steel was kind of heavy and all that. Now it did not. What's the word? Imploded. Okay, it did not do anything like that because it had windows, it had doors, it had hallways, it had so many things where you know the air, the oxygen that came out easily. It's not that it was stuck like the vessel, a little hole, and water came in into the vessel, and got like a shock because there was oxygen in it. That's why it crushed. That's why it imploded. But the Titanic, it didn't do that. It just sank and it stayed there. And it's like the steel is like kind of corrosion now, and it's over 115 years. I mean, it's not the first time that people are going there and exploring the Titanic. I mean, we have a lot of pictures of the Titanic. We have films. We have video shots and video clips of the Titanic from other, you know, sub vessels that got down there. But this one here, it was the man's invention with nobody could, government doesn't care. So they just
But one question I have for you, and this might be the last question for this evening, is why on earth would they have something of this caliber going this far deep into the water and using weren't they using a video game controller or something? I mean, that's ridiculous.
that's right. And everybody knew, okay? Everybody knew, including the guy, the CEO of the company. He knew, but he didn't care. He said, he broke a lot of rules, okay? And he cut corners and he built it, and he said, "No, I'm gonna go." And he asked for, 250,000 from every one of them there that 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 went into the vessel with him. 250. He asked 250,000 each.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Pakistani with his son, that was 500,000. That you got the billionaire that he spent 250,000, and then you got the French explorer too, another 250,000. But you know what? They're gone. They're dead.
So it's an unfortunate situation, but again, another breaking news story that you are on top of. And again, I appreciate your time. I know that you haven't been home long. You're always running around. I know we
Yes,
covered a lot last month. We covered Mexico. We were in
yes,
Guam. We were in Japan.
yes,
I think you were also in Korea in the plane where the guy opened the door. Weren't you in that one as too?
yes, yes, yes. I also that was kind of crazy too,
And
and
then you headed on over to Rome and you were at Venice with the water. It's a lot of water stuff. And again, the
yeah,
sharks.
yes, yes, yes,
And now we got this the submarine. But I know after this you're heading off to Russia, so that's
yes.
going to be on land. Now I know that there's a big thing going on over there, and I know we're going to cover it here. And I appreciate your commentary and news updates when you arrive to Russia.
Thank you so much, Vakaka, and yeah, I hope I could, like I said, it's long there for me there because I'm in Canada right now. I mean, in the states, and to states to Russia. It's kind of long for me a bit, but
Yeah,
I gotta go do it, and I'm excited because this one is a good experience for me.
yeah, yeah. While you're running all over the world, I mean,
The
it's
middle
night
of
and day. There's nonstop. There's news happening all the time.
yeah, in the middle of a war, and I mean, it's gonna be kind of scary, but exciting at the same time.
All
So
right, and
thank
for
you
all
so much, Kaka, and
not a problem. And I just want to tell all the viewers, if you guys have any questions or comments that you want to ask Angelo, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I will pass them along. And Angelo will be able to answer any questions you may have via the message system on here on YouTube. But again, Angelo, I appreciate your time, and we will see you again very soon with the next update.
thank you so much. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks again. Take care.
Bye.